trial of President Trump is one of two major stories we're following today. Both are incredibly important. The second, of course, is the ongoing war in Gaza and Israel's potential response to the attacks that were launched against the Jewish state by Iran on Saturday. I'll begin with the trial of Donald Trump, who is the first president in American history to face a criminal trial. This one is such a stretch, it is difficult to even understand how we got here. Many legal scholars cannot figure it out. I mean, the original charge would have been a misdemeanor for altering business documents. And that one already went away. That one already went away because of the statute of limitations. But then, the DA Alvin Bragg somehow resurrected it from the legal grave by trying to say hush money paid to Stormy Daniels in a non-disclosure agreement should have never been paid by the president directly, but should have been paid by his campaign, making it a felony. But that, of course, is not actually true. That would have been an actual crime, it seems to me, an actual crime using campaign funds to pay such a bill. Yes, the lengths they will go to try to get President Trump is truly remarkable. Yet here we are. So I need some help to unravel this whole mess, and this is what I came up with: a sober and honest voice in a blizzard of lies and BS. Yeah, Jonathan Turley dismembers the entire phony case against Donald Trump on payments to Stormy Daniels. Here it is.
I mean, this is a Frankenstein case. They took a dead misdemeanor, they attached it to a dead alleged federal felony and zapped it back into life. So many of us are just amazed to watch this actually walk into court, because it's not a recognizable crime that any of us have seen. It does not appear to be a federal crime, but that's the theory that Bragg is using. So to go into the Wayback Machine, this state misdemeanor died because of the statute of limitations. Then what Bragg said was, well, I'm going to allege that you did false filings on business records to hide a crime. But he was very ambiguous what that crime might be. He still is ambiguous. But it is assumed to be a federal election crime. The problem is the federal government doesn't view it as a crime. They decided not to prosecute, and most election experts say that this is the type of thing that's failed in the past. So this bizarre indictment is now going to be an equally bizarre trial. And to this day, there's some confusion as to Bragg's actual theory as to what was the exact crime that Trump was hiding from all this.
And nobody knows. What is the crime? Yes, a Frankenstein case that nobody actually understands. Jonathan Turley's like, where's the crime? A misdemeanor that already passed the statute of limitations, but apparently Donald Trump not protected by the statute of limitations and so forth, even though it wasn't much of a crime to begin with, even if you could have proved it. Most notably, some of the most noted legal minds in America, like Jonathan Turley, say we have no idea what's going on. And the judge in the case is playing hardball with the defendant. This, as jury selection, is expected to take at least 2 weeks. And listen, if you missed it, more than half of the jury pool, the first 96 possible jurors, tossed yesterday because they said they do not have an impartial view of Donald Trump because he can never get a fair trial in New York. So anyhow, jury selection 2 weeks, maybe longer. But Donald Trump not allowed to miss any of it, no matter what. Can't miss any of it. The judge in the sham trial of Donald Trump denying him the opportunity to attend his son Barron's high school graduation, for example. Here's the former president.
So thank you very much. We had some amazing things happen today. As you know, my son is graduating from high school, and it looks like the judge will not let me go to the graduation of my son, who's worked very, very hard. He's a great student. I'm very proud of the fact that he did so well, and was looking forward for years to have graduation with his mother and father there. And it looks like the judge isn't going to allow me to escape this scam. It's a scam trial. If you read all of the legal pundits, all of the legal scholars today, there's not one that I see that said this is a case that should be brought or tried. It's a scam. It's a political witch hunt. It continues, and it continues forever. And we're not going to be given a fair trial. It's a very, very sad thing.
Yeah, very, very sad thing, not given a fair trial. Don't get to go to Barron's high school graduation. Trump says he's also being blocked from appearing in the United States Supreme Court as well. That's supposed to happen next week. Listen to this.
Next Thursday, we're before the United States Supreme Court on a very big hearing on immunity. And this is something that we've been waiting for a long time. And the judge, of course, is not going to allow us. He's a very conflicted judge. And he's not going to allow us to go to that. He won't allow me to leave here for a half a day, go to D.C. and go before the United States Supreme Court because he thinks he's superior, I guess, to the Supreme Court. We got a real problem with this judge. We have a real problem with a lot of things having to do with this trial, including the DA, because you go right outside and people are being mugged and killed all day long, and he's sitting here all day with about 10 or 12 prosecutors over nothing. Over what people say shouldn't be a trial.
I don't see how this case survives at all, not on appeal, certainly. But either way, this circus will be playing in New York for weeks to come, and then I will guess the jury pool picked from the very dark blue borough of Manhattan, all of them, will convict the former president, who will then appeal, and it will keep rolling along until such time that it is ultimately thrown out for violating every norm in the book.